Krishna Balaram ki jai, Shri Govitai ki jai, Shri Radha Govinda Madhav ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Sadhu Satsanga ki jai, Swagatam Suswagatam, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya,
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya,
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Agyantimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Shakshu Militam Yena Tashmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupam Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Srita Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Sa Shri Rupa Sagrajatam Sahagana Ragunatam Vitam Tam Samjivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalitam Shri Vishakam Vitam Scha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostite Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Krishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamani Hari Priye Om Chakalpa Tarubhasha Kripasi Vyayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Is there a need to translate it? Est-ce qu'il y a besoin de traduire en français?
Yes.
Il est?
Every day. For Theo and Maïs, they always need French.
Okay, for the audience. Huh?
No, there is Theo and
Theo and Maïs, they always need French.
Okay, good. So we are reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, 924-62, Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yasmin Satkarma Piyushe
Satkarma Piyushe
Yasmin Satkarma Piyushe
Yasmin Satkarna Piyushe
Yashatirtavare
Yashastirtavare
Sakrit
Sakrit
Yashastirtavare Sakrit
Yashastirtavare Sakrit
Shrotanjali
Sotanjalir
Upasprishya
Upasrishya
Shrotanjali Upasprishya
Shrotanjalir Upasrishya
Dunute
Dunute
Karmavasanam
Karmavasanam
Dunute Karmavasanam
Dunute Karmavasanam
Yasmin Satkarma Piyushe
Yasmin
Satkarna Piyushe
Yashastirtavare Sakrit
Yashastirtavare Sakrit
Shrotanjali Upasprishya
Shrotanjalir Upasrishya
Dunute Karmavasanam
Dunute Karmavasanam
Yasmin Satkarma Piyushe
Yasmin Satkarna Piyushe
Yashastirtavare Sakrit
Yashastirtavare Sakrit
Shrotanjali Upasprishya
Shrotanjalir Upasrishya
Dunute Karmavasanam
Dunute
Yasmin Sat Piyushe
Yasmin Satkarna Piyushe Yashastirtavare Sakrit
Shrotanjali Upashrishya
Shrotanjalir Upasrishya
Dunute Karma Vasanam
Dunute Karmavasanam
Yasmin Satkarna Piyushe
Yasmin Satkarna Piyushe
Yashastirtavare Sakrit
Yashastirtavare Sakrit
Shrotanjali Upasprishya
Shrotanjalir Upasrishya
Dunute Karma Vasanam
Dunute Karmavasanam Yasmin Satkarna Piyushe
Yasmin
Satkarma Piyushe
Yashastirtavare Sakrit
Yashastirtavare Sakrit
Shrotanjalir Upasprishya
Shrotanjali Upasprishya
Dunute Karmavasanam
Dunute Karmavasanam What did she say? Yasmin Satkarma Piyushe
Yashastirtavare Sakrit Shrotanjalir Upasrishya Dunute Karmavasanam
Yasmin.
Yasmin
In the history of the transcendental activities of Krishna upon the surface of the earth,
In the history of the transcendental activities of Krishna upon the surface of the earth,
dans l'histoire des activités transcendantales de Krishna sur la surface de la terre, Satkarma Piyushe,
Satkarma Piyushe
who places the demands of the transcendental purified ears,
Purify the demons
who places
Increases
the
the demon
demands of the transcendental
The trans-
purified ears,
purified
qui satisfont les demandes des oreilles transcendantales et purifiées. Yashatirtavare,
Yashastirtavare
keeping oneself in the best of holy places
Keeping oneself in the best of holy places
by hearing the transcendental activities of the Lord,
by hearing the transcendental activities of the Lord,
en demeurant dans les meilleurs des endroits saints pour écouter les activités transcendantales du Seigneur. Sacred
sacred
once only, immediately,
once only, immediately,
immédiatement.
Immédiatement.
Anjali,
Shrotanjalir,
in the form of hearing the transcendental message,
in the form of hearing the transcendental message,
sous la forme de l'écoute du message transcendantal.
Sous la forme d'écoute du message transcendantal.
Upasprishya,
Upasprishya,
touching exactly like the water of the Ganges,
touching exactly like water of the Ganges,
touchant exactement comme les eaux du Gange.
touchant exactement comme l'eau du Gange.
Dunuté
Dunute,
destroys.
destroys,
détruit. Karma vasanam,
Kama vasanam,
the strong desire for fruitive activities.
the strong desires for fruitive activities.
Ce désir profond pour les actes intéressés.
Ce désir profond des actes intéressés.
Translation and Srila Prabhupada's purport, simply by receiving the glories of the Lord through purified transcendental ears, the devotees of the Lord are immediately freed from strong material desires and engagement in fruitive activities. Tout simplement en recevant les gloires du Seigneur à travers des oreilles purifiées et transcendantales, les dévots du Seigneur sont immédiatement libérés de tous ces désirs matériels puissants et de tous ces engagements dans les actes intéressés. Purport. When the devotees orally receive the activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead as enacted in the Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, they immediately achieve a transcendental vision in which they are no longer interested in materialistic activities. Thus they achieve freedom from the material world. For sense gratification, practically everyone is engaged in materialistic activities which prolong the process of Jana Mrityu Jara Vyadi, birth, death, old age and disease. But the devotee, simply by hearing the message of Bhagavad Gita, is so pure that it no longer takes interest in materialistic activities. At the moment, devotees in the Western countries are being attracted by Krishna consciousness and becoming uninterested in materialistic activities, and therefore people are trying to oppose this movement. But they cannot possibly check this movement or stop the activities of the devotees in Europe and America by their artificial impositions. Here the words Shrutanjali Upasprisya indicate that simply by hearing the transcendental activities of the Lord, devotees become so pure that they are immediately immune to the contamination of materialistic fruitive activities. Vilashita Shunyam. Materialistic activities are unnecessary for the soul, and therefore the devotees are freed from such activities. The devotees are situated in liberation, Brahma Buddhaya Kalpati, and therefore they cannot be called back to the material homes and materialistic activities. Tout nous rapporter, lorsque les dévots reçoivent oralement les activités de Dieu, la personne suprême, telles qu'ils sont exposées dans la Bhagavad Gita et le Srimad Bhagavatam, ils atteignent immédiatement une vision transcendantale, grâce à qu'ils ne sont plus intéressés par les activités matérielles. Ensuite, la liberté de ce monde matériel. Au nom du plaisir sensoriel, pratiquement tout le monde est engagé dans les activités matérielles qui prolongent le processus de Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi. Naissance, mort, vieillesse et maladie. Mais le dévot, tout simplement en écoutant le message de la Bhagavad Gita et plus avant en savourant les narrations du Srimad Bhagavatam, devient si pur qu'il n'a plus d'intérêt du tout dans les activités matérielles. En ce moment, les dévots en Occident sont fort attirés par la conscience de Krishna et deviennent désintéressés par les activités matérielles. Et du coup, les gens essaient de s'opposer à ce mouvement. Mais il n'est pas possible d'entraver ce mouvement ou de stopper les activités des dévots en Europe ou aux États-Unis par des impositions artificielles. Ici, les mots Shrutanjali Upasprisya indiquent que tout simplement en écoutant les activités transcendantales du Seigneur, les dévots deviennent tellement purs qu'ils sont immédiatement immunisés contre la contamination des activités matérielles intéressées. Anyabilashita Shunyam. sont libérés de telles activités. Les dévots sont situés dans la libération, Brahmabhuya Kalpate. Et de ce fait, ils ne peuvent être rappelés chez eux, dans leur maison matérielle, et engagés de nouveau dans des activités matérielles. Hare Krishna. So, we are at the very end of the 9th canto. It's a precursor to the 10th canto, which is dealing with the 10th canto. This is Ashraya. As you know, in the Bhagavatam, there's topics. Shri Shukovach Shata Sagadi Sagascha Poshanam Utayaha Mandvatara Nikata Muktir Niruddha Ashrayaha. And there's 10 topics which are scattered all over the Srimad Bhagavatam. And we know at least the 10th canto is quite focused on Ashraya. Ashraya means the summum bonum, the ultimate shelter. So we are moving towards the 10th canto. By the way, the 10th canto is 1/4 of the Srimad Bhagavatam. So it's a major portion. So that is why Sridhar Goswami is heralding the topic by putting this chapter at the very end of the 9th canto, just to prepare us. Donc, ce chapitre, Krishna, Dieu la personne suprême, c'est pas étonnant puisque nous allons entrer prochainement dans le 10e chant. Et le 10e chant, bien sûr, ça parle de... On est où ici? Dans quel mouvement? Voilà. Donc, ça parle de Krishna, vraiment de manière focalisée. Il y a 10 sujets dans le Srimad Bhagavatam, et le sujet dans lequel tous les autres sujets prennent refuge, c'est Ashraya. Ashraya, ça veut dire prendre refuge. Krishna, on l'appelle Ashraya Shrayam. Il est le refuge du refuge. Donc, c'est pour ça que ce chapitre est là, pour nous préparer à rentrer dans le 10e chant. Today's verse is a Shrutifal. What's the meaning of Shrutifal? A Shrutifal. Shrutifal means, fal means fruit. Shrutifal. What is the fruit of the hearing? It's an Ashirvad. Ashirvad means a benediction. A great benediction here. Can you imagine? The whole Bhagavatam is replete with benedictions. Because Bhagavatam is, we have to remember, it's Mangala Charan. And we have seen in the beginning of the first 3 shlokas of Bhagavatam are Mangala Charan. Within Mangala Charan you have Vastu Nirdesh, Ashirvad, Namaskar. So Vastu Nirdesh means the topic of the book, Krishna. Namaskar, we have to offer respectful obeisances. And Ashirvad, we're going to get lots of benedictions. This is one here. What is it? Simply by receiving the glories of the Lord through purified transcendental ears, the devotees of the Lord are immediately. So sacred means immediately. Just like we discussed in the first canto, it says there in 112, I believe, immediately also, at once. Krita, getting the term in Sanskrit, immediately. So immediately they are freed from the strong material desires and engagement in fruitive activities. Donc ce verset d'aujourd'hui, c'est un Shrutifal, c'est un verset de bénédiction. Le Bhagavatam est totalement saturé de versets, de tels versets de Shrutifal qui nous bénissent. Et là, de quoi est-on béni? On est béni si on écoute les gloires de Krishna à travers des oreilles purifiées, on va se purifier. Qu'est-ce qui se passe? Immédiatement, sacré, on est libéré, karma vasanam, karma shrayam, de fruitive, on est libéré de de cette tendance à vouloir jouir de l'existence matérielle séparée de Krishna. On appelle ça le Purusha Abhiman en sanskrit. Hein. Cette tendance à jouir de l'existence séparément de Krishna. On est libéré de ça. Voilà. Ok, so concentrate on this, the great boon of hearing Krishna Katha. And this is the topic for today. This is basically the ultimate, topmost activities pertaining to the devotee is to hear Krishna Katha. So we're going to have lots of interaction. I want you to come up with verses that extol the glories of Krishna Katha. So I will set the ball rolling. Machita Madgatapana, Bodhayanta Palashparam, Katayanta Chanam Nicham, Tuchanticha Ramaticha. Donc, Machita Madgatapana, by devotees put their pran means their vital air, into hearing Krishna Katha. Paraspara means together, one another. You cannot hear Krishna Katha alone in your room. You can also, right? But paraspara means with one another. We are, what, 10, 20 here? So with one another. Then, Bodhayanta Parasparam and Ramante Yoginonante Param Brahma Vidiyate, great relish. Ram means relish. Ram, Lord Ram. Ramante Yoginonante Param Brahma Vidiyate. Itiram Badila. So it's very much relishing for the soul. So Ramante, it gives pleasure. Donc ce qu'on va faire aujourd'hui, c'est se concentrer sur les bienfaits de la Krishna Katha. La Krishna Katha est tellement puissante, on le voit aujourd'hui, on peut être libéré des désirs matériels. Imaginez. C'est à cause de ça qu'on s'est embourbé dans l'existence. Faut pas oublier. Donc on va faire un travail ensemble aujourd'hui. Vous allez me dire, on va partager ensemble les versets qui vous viennent à la tête, qui corroborent ce point, les avantages inouïs d'écouter la conscience de Krishna, d'écouter la Krishna Katha. So, it's very interesting in the Gita, there's a verse where Krishna plays with Arjuna. I don't know if you know this verse, 10:18. So, Vishtarenatmano Yoga 10:18, it goes, because remember the 10th chapter is dealing with Vibhuti Yoga. In other words, Krishna is describing in brief, only 82 Vibhuti. Vibhuti means excellences, opulences. So is in the process of that, 10:18, of describing his opulences. He has started already. We are midway in the 10th chapter. So Krishna goes, actually it's Arjuna speaking. Vistaranatmano yogam vibhutim chana janardan. You have been telling me your vibhuti in details. Vistarana means in detail. Bhuya katayas triptir, here. Triptir means satisfaction. Bhuya, I want to hear more. Kataya. Shrinvato nastime mritam, amritam means nectar. So listen to the verb he's using, Arjuna. I'm never satiated about you. He's been hearing. We have to remember Arjuna is a constant companion of the Lord. Arjuna never leaves the material world. You know that? Arjuna never leaves the material world, and Kunti. They always bounce off from one Nityalila to the next, Bhomanila. They never leave the material world. So how many times he heard the Bhagavad Gita? How many times? But still, he's saying here, I'm never satiated in hearing about you, for the more I want to hear, the more I want to taste the nectar of your words. Very interesting. When you taste something, do you use your ear? when you take prasad at 9, we're not going to take prasad. Are you going to taste with your ear? You taste with your mouth. With your mouth, right? So here, Arjun is saying, the more I hear, the more I want to taste. So it's not the same conduit, you know. You hear with your ears and you taste with your mouth. But he's saying, I want to taste the nectar of your words as if it's eating them, practically. So, donc je ne vais pas traduire là, c'est vrai. Donc je vous l'ai dit, on va faire un exercice d'échange sur les bienfaits de la Krishna Katha. Et là, il y a un verset fabuleux, 10-18, c'est Arjun qui parle. Il surenchérit. Il a déjà écouté beaucoup des gloires de Krishna, mais il veut en entendre parler. Goûter. Lorsqu'on goûte quelque chose, on utilise quel sens? On goûte du prasad, c'est quel sens? La bouche. C'est la bouche. C'est pas les yeux. C'est pas les oreilles non plus. Mais là, de manière volontaire, Arjun, il utilise le verbe goûter. Goûter, alors que pour écouter, on utilise les oreilles. Vous voyez, en fait, il goûte à travers ses oreilles. Au même titre qu'on goûte le prasad à travers ses papilles gustatives. Lui, il goûte le nectar de Krishna Katha à travers les oreilles, comme s'il goûtait de manière gustative, pratiquement. So, okay, so please now we can share. We have half an hour left. Let's discuss together. We have to add up more wood to the fuel. You can quote verses, you can share also your recollection. The purpose is, why is it so great to hear Krishna Katha? Today we heard today's verse that we're going to be freed from Dunute Karmavasanam. It's a big thing. Yeah? Dunute Karmavasanam means your karma vasanam. Can you imagine what is karma vasanam? Vasanam is the stored fruitive desires in your heart. You follow? Do you think it's been stored for 5 days? Stored. It is like a storage room, you know. You keep things in a storage room because you don't use them. You keep piling stuff I've got a storage room in my house. Do you think it's going to decrease? No, it's increasing practically, and it's full. So pretty much I will need a second storage, a third storage room, a fourth storage room. So it's stored. Kamavasana means it's stored in your consciousness. It is stored in your psyche. It is stored in your system. Do you think it's going to go like this? Just by a little bit of piety? Going to the Mass every Sunday? Do you think it's going to work? It is stored to stay. You have seen when you have a storage room in your house, do you get rid of the stuff in there easily? Oh no, it can be useful. It can be useful. I mean, it looks good because what happened? We paid for it. We paid for it. So because we pay good money, we're not easily going to get rid of it. This is how it works. So in the same way, because we've been engaged in some particular type of material desires, and it works, and we got some little juice out of that. No, Prabhu, it's fine. I cannot get rid of it immediately. You know, it brought me pleasure, as if to say, let me keep it for some time in the storage room. Donc, ils sont tous. Oui, tu parles français. Donc, effectivement, on va parler ensemble des... C'est à vous de jouer bientôt. Hein. Vous allez devoir échanger des versets ou des morceaux de conscience de Krishna qui stipulent que le fait d'entendre la conscience de Krishna, la Krishna Katha, c'est extrêmement bénéfique. Ici, imaginez le tableau. Dunute Karmavasanam, ça vous libère du stock. Vous avez un stock de désirs matériels dans le cœur. C'est comme si vous avez un entrepôt chez soi, on a une, comment dirais-je, une pièce où on garde les choses, on entasse. Atihara prasascha. On a tendance à entasser. Vous connaissez ce mot en français? Entasser. Et on se dit, après tout, j'en ai peut-être besoin. Je vais le garder, on ne sait jamais. On ne sait jamais. Donc c'est ça les désirs matériels. Certains, on les vire. Parce qu'on a compris ça, c'est vraiment des trémonciers. Mais certains, finalement, Prabhu, ça peut encore aller. Ça peut encore aller. Donc je les garde, on ne sait jamais. Je peux en avoir besoin peut-être. Mais ici, de noter comme avasanam, ça veut dire que ça va détruire. C'est ça, imaginez la bénédiction. Ça va détruire. Tant qu'il n'y a pas ça, as long as you don't have this, you cannot go back. What is the verse? Rupa Goswami. Pisachi Ridivartante. As long as you have bhukti and mukti, as long as these two pisachi, they are pisachi. Pisachi means witches. Sorcières. Rupa Goswami says, as long as these two girls witches, they're not beautiful girls. Bhukti and mukti, as long as those two are reigning in your heart, there's no question. There's no, even what you speak of going back, there's no question even to bhakti sukh, the pleasure of bhakti. There's no question. There's no question. As long as bhukti and mukti are there, pisachi vilivartate. Now, in the heart, there's no question of relation bhakti sukh. Rupa Goswami is very clear. Donc, on va partager tout de suite, mais Rupa Goswami le dit, tant qu'on a ces deux sorcières dans le cœur. Quelles sont les deux sorcières, Maïs? We are attracted by bhog. What's the meaning of bhog? Bhog, ça veut dire quoi? Ça veut dire plaisir. Bhog, we say, it's bhog, Prabhu, don't touch it. It's bhog. Means what? It's for? It's for Krishna. When it's offered, we call? Krishna. Prabhu, it's bhog. Don't even look at it. So this is bhog. Bhog means pleasure for Krishna. We are entitled to pleasure, but it has to be offered. This is the difference. You cannot take it before Krishna. So most of the time, we take it before Krishna. That is why we have Kama Vasanam. Kama Vasanam means Kama Shayam, this desire to enjoy separately from Krishna. As long as you entertain this desire to enjoy separately from Krishna, you are being riveted like a rivet to the material world. There's no question. You cannot get it both ways. You have to choose. So, effectivement, on a vu les deux sorcières dans le cœur, Mukti et Bhukti, le plaisir des sens. Et puis Mukti, c'est encore pire dans un sens, c'est la libération. Mais Bhog, ça veut dire quoi, Bhog, Maïs et Théo? Bhog. On dit lorsqu'on offre à Krishna, c'est Bhog. Hein? Bhog, ça veut dire plaisir. C'est pour Krishna. C'est pour le plaisir de Krishna. Une fois que c'est offert, on appelle ça Prasad. Prasad, ça veut dire miséricorde. Donc, et très souvent, c'est pour ça qu'on est dans ce monde depuis la nuit des temps, on a voulu prendre le plaisir avant Krishna. Vous comprenez? C'est à cause de ça qu'on s'est fait avoir dans l'existence matérielle. Karma Vasanam. Hein? Vasanam means the desire separated from Krishna. Karma Shayam, the same point. Karma Shayam. We pray to Nishingadev. Remember the Mula Nishingadev prayers? 5 in the 5th chapter. Om Namo Bhagavate Narashingaya Namate Jate Avirbhava Kamashayam. Kamashayam. Kamashayam means Kamavasana. Say. Kamashayam means the desire to be happy in this world. Can you imagine it? It's very vast. You want to be happy in this world? This is called Kamashayam. Okay, now if you're happy with Krishna consciousness, it's fine. But as soon as you want to be happy in this world, meaning separately from Krishna, this is Kamashayam. So it's not only the four regulative principles, huh? It's very vast. You know, I'm thinking of my boy because my boy is not on that level, you know. He sees a bowling alley, a bowling place. Oh, let's go, Papa, on y va. Let's go and play bowling. So, you know, he's attracted. He's attracted. Oh, let's go play bowling. One or two times I took him there. He's pulling me. So he doesn't know that Kamashayam, you know, is attracted by getting pleasure separately from Krishna. What does it bring pleasure to play bowling? Yeah, bowling means bullying.
Bullying.
You know what I'm saying? So it's very vast. Hein, donc ce point de Karmavasanam, c'est très profond. Ça veut dire, dans le verset de Shingalev, on voit ça dans le 5e chant, c'est un Mula Mantra. Hein. Mon cher Seigneur de Shingalev, retire ce. C'est ancré dans le cœur profondément, ce Karmashayam, Karmavasanam. C'est le désir de jouir matériellement. On appelle ça Purushaviman aussi en français. Purushaviman. C'est pas facile, c'est stored. It is stuck it's like in the hard drive. You know? It's not a software. It's embedded in the hard drive. You follow? It's embedded. It's embedded in the hard drive of your svabhav. What is your svabhav? The svabhav. Remember, svabhav is very deep. Your own inherent nature. When we are being cast by the glands of Mahavishnu into Pradhan, there is the Chit Canal. What is the meaning of Chit Canal? Canal means particle of Chit Shakti. We are particle of Chit Shakti being thrown in. But along with it, there is the svabhav. Can you imagine? So many souls, when Mahavishnu cast his glance of the Pradhan, is injecting Aham Bija Prajapita, is injecting within Pradhan. Each and every soul, they are into Chit Canal, particle of Chit Shakti. With their svabhav, the svabhav they had in the previous casting. Can you imagine? This is your svabhav, my svabhav. We have a certain way to function in this world, a certain nature. It can be both ways, like swadharma. It can be a material svabhav. We have a particular way of doing things. And of course, once you are liberated, you have your spiritual svabhav. It's like swadharma. Swadharma can be vanashram dharma, but it can also be, if you are advanced, it can be Navanga Bhakti. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam. This is the constitutional Swadharma. Your conditional Swadharma is Vanashram. So same with Svabhav. Svabhav can be your inherent, intrinsic nature to function in the material world. But once you are liberated, your Svabhav becomes what is your proclivity, what is your Svarup. What is your Svarup to serve Krishna? That's going to be your ultimate Svabhav. Donc, effectivement, il ne faut pas oublier que on a tous un Svabhav. C'est-à-dire qu'on a une certaine façon de faire les choses, de fonctionner. On dit en français, il est comme ça, c'est sa nature. Vous avez entendu déjà dire ça en français? Oui, c'est sa nature. He's got that nature. You know, let's say, is extravagant. There's some devotees who are extravagant. It doesn't mean they're bad devotees. They're a little bit extravagant. I don't want to mention names. But you know, that's their nature. That is their svabhava. I remember, I can't mention his name because he left the world. I don't know if you were there in my opinion. He was quite peculiar. He would give the class totally lying practically on the couch. But be careful, he left Mayapur chanting 32 rounds every day. He left in full glory in Mayapur. So where did he go? Straight to God. He's the guy of Dinabandhu Prabhu. You can see that Dinabandhu Prabhu already. He's the Dham Guru of Dinabandhu. You understand his level? But his Svabha was quite extravagant. Yeah, very extravagant. You speak to him, very grouchy. Very grouchy. That is his Svabha. He went back to God. So this is Svabha. You follow? We have a particular Svabha. Okay, so now you pick. Tell me, vous me dites des versets, you can tell me verses, or why it's so important for us to engage into Krishna Katha. Now it's your turn. Yes. Translation?
Shunta Swakata Krishna, the one who hears Krishna Katha, Krishna's Punya Shavana Kirtana, one does the pious hearing. Hridayantosya Badrani, the impurities in the heart. Hridayantosya Badrani, the Dunoti means Krishna cleanses.
Yeah.
Suhrata Satam, because he's the well-wisher of all the living entities.
Very good verse. This is 1:2:17. D'autres versets? Any other verses, Mataji's? Not only verses, it can be any, even tidbits of conversation or, yes, Mataji, Bhagavati?
I don't remember, I think it's in the fourth canto, and I think it's a part where the four Kumaras.
Oh, yeah.
It says...
The saffron particles. No? Not this one?
Yeah, Pada Pankaja.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, Karma Shayam. Thank you. That's a very good reminder. Thank you for that. Yad Pada Pankaja Palasa Vilasa Bhatya Karma Shayam. Same point. Karma Shayam Gratitam Udgrata Yanti Santaha. This is the verse. Very good. Yeah. Meaning?
The devotee easily overcome the unwanted desires which fruitive activities, but for non-devotees it's impossible.
Exactly. Again, thank you because...
Lotus feet of the Lord. Therefore you should worship the lotus feet of the Lord.
Yeah, and again, same point. Karma Shayam. You can see, we heard in a Mula mantra of Nrsimha, 5th canto. Karma Vasanam, Karma, again, that verse is 4:22-39, she's quoted. Prithu, Kakumars are the gurus of Prithu. Karma Shayam, same point. Karma Shayam means the desire for fruitive activities. This is the crack of the matter, the crust of the matter, this is the point. Don't search anywhere else. Karma Vasanam, Karma Shayam. It is riveted. It means the stored fruitive desires. It's in a storage room. And you have many external hard drive. You know you have your hard drive. Did you notice? And I've got how many external hard drives? I've got 3, I think. I've got so much stuff. Courses and stuff. And I'm buying, like I've got 3 or 4. And 1 gig, 2 gig, not gig, Tera. Tera means 1,000 gig. I've got 2 or 3. Plus the one inside my computer, which is like 2 tera. And at the end of my life, how many hard drives? external attraction. So this is like that stored fruitive desires. It's piling up. Atyahara prayasasha prajalpuniyamagraha. Rupa Goswami is pointing out, Atyahara means overeating, glutton. Also over collecting. Like, oh, so many books, I want this book. Did you read it? No. Where do you, on the shelf, Prabhu? It's piling up on the shelf. You follow? We're just piling up things. Prayasash, over endeavoring. D'autres versets? Any more shloks you want to share?
Tadvag, this one, Tadvag, this is like...
Tadvag visarga janatago viplavo yasmin pratishoke abadava sapi. Tadvag visarga janatago viplavo yasmin pratishoke. Yes, this is Narada. Yeah. Yes. It's going to create a revolution. Huh? Viplavo means revolution. It's going to create a revolution. It's very true. Not a French revolution, we're going to destroy Paris. No. Revolution in the heart. We have to create that revolution in the heart. Otherwise, as Kali Yuga is progressing, we're not going to make it. It's a total war. You know. So then we have to fuel this side. Why do you think I'm always into Shastra? Because I know this is my guarantee. You know, this is, even though I don't make money at all, but it doesn't matter. I'm struggling, but still I know it's a safe place. You know, it's a safe place. Some devotees they stay in puja because they know it's a safe place. I'm cooking for Krishna, it's a safe place. You have to find your sweet spot. You know, because it's a safe place. You have to find a safe place. Yes.
I got a question because I don't remember which one of the Bhagavad Gita Arjuna asked Krishna to show himself in the
Virat Roop.
Yes.
Universal.
So there is when after that he realized and he said, "Oh my God, Krishna!" Like he can measure how much important and how much power he has. So why was the meaning of this ask, because this question of Arjuna, because sometimes we also think that we need also to see it by hearing is not
Sufficient.
Thank you.
So why did Parth Arjuna ask, clearly speaking, to see the Virat Rupa? How come hearing about Krishna was not sufficient for him? Is that the question? Donc la question c'est, pourquoi Arjuna spécifiquement a demandé à voir la Virat Rupa, la forme universelle? Comment ça se fait que ça ne suffit pas pour lui d'entendre parler de Krishna? Ça aurait pu suffire. What is the answer?
I see in the purport of the verse, Prabhupada explained that Krishna shows the universal form, so in the future, everyone who claims to be Krishna has to show the universal form.
Did you hear? No.
Yes.
Okay, so this is the answer. He's right. He reads the books. To set the criteria, to set the record right. It doesn't need to. It's true. The Virat Rupa is of a lesser caliber, no doubt. So, but Arjuna purposefully asked for it to set the criteria that if anyone claims to be God, he has to be able to provide this form, to show this form. You follow? It sets the criteria. You want to be God? Lift up Govardhan. Show your Virat Rupa. The door is open. Please, candidates, you can come forward and prove yourself. You follow? Vous comprenez? Donc la réponse, c'est quoi? La réponse de la dévote, de la question de la dévote, c'est pour prouver la divinité de Krishna. Krishna a montré sa forme universelle pour prouver sa divinité. Arjuna n'avait pas besoin de la voir, mais il l'a demandé expressément pour prouver à l'humanité que Krishna est capable de montrer sa forme universelle, parce qu'il est Dieu, la personne suprême. Si jamais il y a des faussaires dans le futur qui se proclament être Dieu, il faut qu'ils soient capables de montrer leur forme universelle. Tu comprends? C'est pour créer un critère d'excellence. I'll finish with a verse coming from the four Kumaras as well. It is called the saffron particle verse. It's a beautiful verse. The saffron particle. Sotamashlok mahan mukachyuto bhavat padamboja sudakana nilaha. Smritim puna vismita tatvavat manam kuyoginam no vitarachalam vare. See, this is the translation. My dear Lord, I believe it is Prithu Maharaj speaking to his gurus. His guru is the Sanat Kumar. I mean, there's four Kumars basically. My dear Lord, you are glorified by the selected verses uttered by great personalities. Such glorification of your lotus feet is just like saffron particles. You see the beautiful analogy. When the transcendental vibration of great devotees carries the aroma of the saffron dust of your lotus feet, the forgetful living entity gradually remembers its relationship with you. Devotees thus gradually come to the right conclusion about the value of life. My dear Lord, I therefore do not need any other benediction but the opportunity to hear from the mouth of your pure devotee. This is beautiful, such a poetic way. So, the glorification of Krishna is just like saffron particles. Saffron particles, des particules de saffron. When the transcendental vibration from the mouths of great devotees carries the aroma, you have seen saffron smell something, there's an aroma to it. When it carries the aroma of the saffron dust of your lotus feet, what is the Shrutifal, what is the boon? The forgetful living entity gradually remembers his eternal relationship with you. And then it comes to the right conclusion. So what, again, is coming from Krishna Katha. If you hear Krishna Katha from great devotees, Srila Prabhupada, great devotees, when they speak, it carries the weight of the parampara. It carries the weight. It carries not only the weight, but the aroma of the saffron dust of the lotus feet of the Lord. Can you imagine? Their discourses are sprinkled, just like you sprinkle spices on your food. Their discourses are sprinkled with the taste, the aroma of the saffron dust. So the saffron dust coming from the lotus feet, the Lord's lotus feet, are sprinkled on in their discourses. So when you hear that as a Nityas Badha, what happened? Gradually, Samandagyan, you remember your eternal relationship with Krishna. They have the power to reposition yourself in alignment with Krishna. You become situated in your, again, gradually, not in your Swarup right away, but you are at least going towards that, the Swarup, Siddhadeha. So this is the power of the pure devotee. They carry, when I speak, there's no saffron particle, but when he speaks, when the pure devotee speaks, it carries the weight, it carries the aroma of the saffron dust of the lotus feet of the Lord. This is one of the great verses. Fourth chapter also. Donc voilà, je traduis puis on arrête. Donc ce verset stipule, c'est un verset du 4e chant, que donc, à mon avis, c'est Pritou qui dit ça. Je crois que c'est Pritou. À vérifier quand même. C'est le 4e jour. Vous êtes, mon cher Seigneur, vous êtes glorifié par des versets choisis, prononcés par de grandes personnalités. De telles glorifications de vos pieds par les lotus sont comparées à des particules de safran. Vous connaissez le safran? Ça coûte cher le safran. Hein?
Ouais, c'est plus cher.
Ça coûte très cher. It's very expensive, ça.
C'est plus cher que l'or.
C'est plus cher que l'or? It's more expensive than gold.
Yeah?
Is it?
Plus cher que l'or.
So, la glorification des pieds par les lotus de Krishna est comparée à des particules de safran. C'est poétique, mais pourquoi? Lorsque les vibrations transcendantales qui émanent des bouches des purs dévots, Srila Prabhupada, Narottam Das Thakur, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, even great devotees, you have seen Vaisheshika Prabhu, you know, he carries some weight, you know, when he speaks, you know, Radhanath Maharaj, you know. There's weight. Why? Because it's somewhat loaded with the aroma of the saffron dust. The more you carry that aroma, that weight, more your speech is going to be potent. So just like a man and a woman. If the man is potent, the girl is pregnant. As simple as that. If the guy is not potent, the girl is not pregnant. It's very simple. You know, very blunt, but that's the same. If you're potent, it's going to carry some weight. Donc, ce qui va se passer, c'est que les particules de safran, hein, qui viennent de la bouche des purs dévots, qu'est-ce qu'ils ont lorsqu'ils parlent, ces purs dévots? Ils transportent l'arôme de la poussière de safran qui vient des pieds par les lotus de Krishna. Et donc, quel est l'avantage, quel est le bénéfice? Le jiv, que nous sommes, l'âme, elle est oublieuse de Krishna. Krishna Bhuli, c'est jiv. Elle va se rappeler graduellement son sambandha, sa relation éternelle avec Krishna. C'est ça le bénéfice. Plus on écoute Krishna Katha, plus surtout Sadhu Sangha Sato Bale, ideally we should hear from more advanced devotees. That's the priority. Eh bien, qu'est-ce qui va se passer? On va être de nouveau remis dans notre position de serviteur de Krishna, de notre sambandha gyana. Vous comprenez? Donc graduellement, on en vient à comprendre le but de la vie. Et donc, il le dit ici, plutôt, il n'y a pas plus haut comme bénédiction. There's nothing higher than this. There's nothing higher than this. No need to search. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
I'm trying to recollect the sloka.
Yes.
Rasayana Katha.
Yeah, Kapil. Yeah, split 25. Okay, how does it go? In the shlok, you have always to remember the first word. This is the trick. Tatam prasangam mamaviya samvido vitkanakrit prasayana kataha tajroshanat ajvapagavat mani shvada bhakti rati anukrami sheti. We have to remember the first word, then it comes, you can pull it in. Like a spaghetti. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.